Okay, this is part 7 of my video about increasing strength and size of muscles. And this video about the role of GABA, 5, or GABA actually, GABA, 5-HTP, melatonin, and niacin in muscle hypertrophy. Okay, so again, please, I want to encourage you to check a description of this video and other videos. Also, you will always find a link to the presentation, and this is then you can go deeper. You can read some sources of information, and I want to tell you why I'm doing it, because mostly I do this video for myself. I collect all available information, mostly from scientific publications. I don't go to the popular websites. And then what else? I try to develop and to find out what protocols would help me to rejuvenate my body and to substantially extend my longevity. Why I started this project, or this series about muscle growth, because there was a publication and there was an idea. Publication was just quite different, but the idea was quite clear from this presentation, for me at least, that growing muscle in muscle hypertrophy is related to rejuvenation. Yeah, and I started this project, and I started to go to gym because I never was very crazy about growing muscles. I was always in endurance exercises like swimming, diving, cycling. I was cycling for hours and hours. Normally at home I cycling 60 kilometers per day, some days 100 kilometers. Of course it is the narrow wheel bicycle, so I go quite relatively quick. So it is, and it was good. My health was good, relatively good. But then I decided, okay, there are reasons for me to start my life again, to get rejuvenation, and maybe to live 2, 3, 10 times longer than a normal person. So this is my scientific project. Then I present to the internet my findings, which are based on public available data. I'm not disclosing my own protocols. I'm not disclosing my ideas. At least I don't go deep, because all people are different. If it works for me, it may not work for you. And some protocols are quite, I would say, not dangerous, but complicated. And so if you will not do it properly, you will lose muscle mass and you will shorten your life substantially. So I don't want to give you some advice in some simple way to extend your life, because there is no simple way. It is difficult way to go, and of course it takes time and efforts and money to do it. Okay, let's go, and we are coming to some relatively interesting supplements which are available easy. They are not regulated. This is GABA and the 5-HTP, melatonin and niacin. It is really, you can get these supplements easy, or for some reasonable money at least. So 5-hydroxytryptophan, it is it is 5-HTP, is a naturally occurring amino acid and chemical precursor in biosynthesis of the neurotransmitter serotonin. You know, serotonin, it is the hormone which gives us feeling of good life. It is not it is not hormone of happiness, but it is calming us down. We are feeling well. 5-HTP and vitamin B6 can cross the blood-brain barrier. So the human brain synthesizes its own serotonin using 5-HTP as a precursor and vitamin B6 as amino acid decarboxylase cofactor. So you need both B6 and 5-HTP. Therefore, supplements of 5-HTP regulate mood by boosting serotonin levels in brain. At high doses, like 750 milligram per day, it has been used off-label to reduce stress-induced carbohydrates craving and promote weight loss. You can go and you can read the publication. So just click in the description, click on the link. So you see how the tryptophan, which is available in food, can be converted to 5-HTP and to serotonin. And serotonin, what is interesting, it can be converted to melatonin. Melatonin is hormone which promotes good sleep, and the amount of melatonin which our brain produces is dropping with age, and so it's so serotonin is good. Melatonin also important for life extension, and also important for muscle growth. And we also get from tryptophan we're getting vitamin B3, which is niacin. Okay, it has also some impact on muscle growth. Okay, as I said, serotonin is neurotransmitter. So it is improving the connection in synapse. There is transfer of the signal of the impulse, and this is mediated by serotonin release. You have more serotonin, it's all impulses go more easy, and also it gives you feeling of good feeling. Just okay. So again, you see how it is produced. Tryptophan with magnesium, calcium, B6, and folic acid and iron can be transformed to 5-HTP, but not 1-to-1. It is about 6 molecules of tryptophan can be transferred to, can be produced, can be used to produce 5-HTP, and then 5-HTP also in lesser amount can produce serotonin and melatonin. 5-HTP is not present in foods and can only be added to your diet through a herbal supplements in following ways. 5-HTP is relatively cheap. You can buy this supplement. So for weight management, 250-300 milligrams, 30 doses, 30 minutes prior a meal, 3 times a day. So you see it's quite a lot. And it is removing carbohydrates craving, especially sugar craving, and then you feel your hunger is under control. For mood enhancement, 50 to 100 milligrams 3 times per day with meals, and that's but it will not, you will not see a mood enhancement instantly. It has time to wait. And the sleeping aid, 100 to 300 milligram, 30-45 minutes before bed, and it is recommended to take together with GABA or melatonin also, and we will talk about this later. Against migraines, also it is helpful, 200 milligram, 2-3 times per day with meals, the same as for weight management. Okay, so 2-3 weeks again the way to wait before you will see the impact of the supplement. So let's go to publications. You can click on the link and you can read the details. So single oral dose 200 milligram of 5-HTP showed the elevation of growth hormone in plasma, and growth hormone is related to the muscle bulking. Oral admission of 150 milligram of 5-HTP caused a rise in plasma growth hormone in most of the normal subjects tested, with peak growth hormone levels and 14.6 nanogram per milliliter, and it is if it is in more normal values, it is 140 nanogram per deciliter. Okay, you can also read this. Oral administration 150 milligram of 5-HTP resulted in a rise in plasma growth hormone in most of the subjects tested, and while the administration of glucose, Yeah, so it is again the same. It works, but but if you consume any amount of glucose afterwards, so then with 5-HTP or carbohydrates, then this growth hormone response will be much blunted, much smaller. Okay, but anyway, the cortisol will be reduced with a 5-HTP in this case. But be careful about sugar. Sugar and carbohydrates kill many good features of the proposed supplements for growth hormone and for muscle building. Okay, taking 5-HTP as a supplement is becoming increasingly popular among athletes, bodybuilders, and other people who exercise. Following exercise, proper sleep is essential, and it helps to recovery of muscles. Serotonin synthesis is essential to reduce fatigue and improve endurance in trained marathon runners. Also, exercise, zinc, magnesium, and vitamins B6 and C are necessary for serotonin synthesis from 5-HTP. It was found that the decrease in the cortisol hormone level was not caused by related, accompanied by an increase in serotonin hormone following high-intensity interval training. So you see, it helps. Next, very popular supplement, also relatively easy to buy. It is GABA. GABA is gamma aminobutyric acid, and it is the main or chief inhibitory neurotransmitter in the mature mammalian central nervous system. If serotonin improves the impulses in our brain and our nervous system improves the transfer of these impulses, then GABA is suppressing, it is calming down, your brain is reduce its activity. So its principal role is reducing neuronal excitability throughout the nervous system. Okay, so GABA is working in sense quite similar to alcohol. It is just calming us down. So, and we are feeling sleepy. GABA is improving exercise tolerance, decreasing body fat, and increasing lean body weight. Bodybuilders who use high doses of GABA from 5 to 18 grams per day report about experiencing flushing, tingling, and a spike in heart rate and blood pressure, as well as anxiety. A single oral dose of 5 grams of GABA caused a significant elevation of plasma growth hormone above 50 nanogram per deciliter. It is not as much as for serotonin and for 5-HTP, but nevertheless it is good. And then, however, intake of higher doses, 18 gram for 4 days, 80 grams per day for 4 days, significantly blunted growth hormone response. So our body always tries to keep some balance and to stay in so, and if you take too much of GABA, then its efficiency is dropping. So you have to maybe go in courses. I will talk about this later a little bit. So recommended doses are 2-5 grams per day and cycles on and off. I will talk. There was some publication on it. And 5-HTP, vitamin B6, zinc, and magnesium increase the GABA supplement effect. Okay, so they're working together. Interesting that 5-HTP is a precursor for serotonin. Serotonin is improving the transmission of the signals, and GABA is suppressing it. But interesting enough that because of time lag, how this or that will work, GABA is working quick, and 5-HTP will not transformed, will not be not produce serotonin instantly, so it takes time, and so the combination can be interesting, can give interesting result. Okay, here we see improvement of the growth hormone in plasma, blood plasma, versus time. So you see that you take GABA, and then it takes maybe 90 minutes to get the peak of growth hormone. So because release of growth hormone takes time, and then 90 minutes after taking the dose is zero. Okay, zero time, and 90 is. And if you have placebo, in comparison with placebo, it is growth hormone is not increasing. Per milliliter, okay, again, per milliliter it is not much. Okay, you have to get a deciliter you have to increase 10 times. So if it is 10, then it is quite good. 100 nanogram per deciliter, not bad at all, not bad. So you see that after oral administration of 5 grams of GABA, this growth hormone went up quite a lot. Year 2008, it was found that intake of GABA lead to 400 increase in growth hormone at rest and 200% increase following exercise. So so even it is strange. It looks a little bit strange, so that to take GABA before exercises, yeah, it's a little bit strange, but yet it can work. It can work because again. It takes time, about 90 minutes. So if you take oral intake of GABA, and especially with not much of GABA, then the result will be interesting. So for example, here, GABA 100 milligram with whey protein, in combination whey protein and GABA, after resistance exercises, plasma concentration of growth hormone were enlarged 3 times, so 300%, in comparison with only whey protein intake. So you see, and we can see here on the plot. So it was measured baseline with no supplement, and baseline, I mean beginning, and then in 4 weeks we got maximum increase of growth hormone, and then, but then 8 weeks already was too much, too long. Your body already tried to keep some balance and reduce production of growth hormone, and then 12 weeks was not so nice. So again, this means you have to go in cycles, like 6 weeks on and then 2 weeks off, and then you will keep release of growth hormone after the exercises relatively good. So you need only 100 milligram of GABA with protein after the exercises. Okay, then you will get, or before or after, then you will get some peak of growth hormone during exercises. If it is not long, but because if it is too long, if it is longer than 30 minutes, and then it is not working well, and because your body is, especially if it is high intensity and high intensity resistant exercises, it is should not be more than half of hour. Here, body composition, if you take it right, you see that your lean mass is growing, fat is increasing, and decreasing, and then, but changing the muscle mass a little bit different, because mostly you're burning fat. Your increase in muscle mass is going, but well, with GABA, only 100 milligram of GABA. GABA has long been thought to be able to cross the unable to cross the blood-brain barrier. Yet in one study, GABA by itself was found to increase brain concentration of GABA by 33%. But what is interesting, when GABA is together with L-arginine, brain GABA increased by 380%, almost 400%. So human body makes all the necessary L-arginine it needs, but also L-arginine is found in most protein-rich foods, including fish, red meat, poultry, and dairy products. But the L-arginine is available. Also, you can buy it. It's some reasonable price of L-arginine, but if it is for sleep, then GABA and with L-theanine mixture. It has also positive synergistic effect on sleep quality and duration compared with to the GABA and or L-theanine alone. So it's you can find such supplements, GABA together with L-theanine, theanine in available. These supplements are available. So it depends what you want to have. And okay, so it is again prices relatively reasonable, but L-arginine is you have to take a lot. By the way, you have to take a lot. GABA is often used as to aid sleep in combination of 5-HTP and GABA. GABA 1 to 10 by weight significantly reduced time it takes to fall asleep, and increased sleep duration and improved sleep quality. Again, 5-HTP works with some longer delay to release serotonin, so it is extending your sleep time. And GABA is relatively quick. It is like 90 minutes to the peak, and if you take like half an hour before you go to the bed, and then it will be only 1 hour, you will get peak of the GABA. And then next combination, you can imagine that melatonin together with GABA together with 5-HTP, it will work very synergistically. Okay, and as I said, vitamin B6 is important for serotonin production. So 5-HTP, GABA, and vitamin B6 can be helpful to improve quality of sleep because more serotonin will be produced, and then also you will have a release of growth hormone at night, because at time when GABA start to work, about 1 hour after you already sleep, this is the maximum of growth hormone release in your brain. The pineal gland initially was considered to be the exclusive organ in the vertebrates that produced lipophilic hormone melatonin. It is lipophilic, despite it is dissolvable in water. To some extent, it is lipophilic, so it is getting inside the membranes of the cells relatively quick. And however, it appears that other cells and even unicellular organisms can produce melatonin for defense against oxidative stress and inflammation. Melatonin accumulates in mitochondria and protects mitochondria by scavenging reactive oxygen species and maintaining the optimal mitochondrial membrane potential and preserving vital mitochondrial functions. Again, mitochondria is very important for endurance, very important for health, and when we are aging, the the functions of mitochondria is reduced, and the mitochondria always sometimes damaged, and melatonin is important to have. And melatonin is produced by mitochondria itself, so it is not only in brain, it can be produced in mitochondria itself. So, but if you take supplements, it will be no problem with this, no problem. And the concentration of melatonin in mitochondria can be 100 times higher than that in the plasma of blood. Okay, plasma of blood. Okay, if this was a result for mice, but it works for humans also. Melatonin also elevates fusion of mitochondria and production of ATP in cells. Okay, you know that mitochondria can be splitted. It is fusion of mitochondria. So from one healthy mitochondria, 2 healthy mitochondria can be produced, or they can go to fission. So that also, if one mitochondria is damaged, other is healthy, they can fuse. I think I made a mistake. Fission, not fusion. Fission. here fusion. But again, the healthy mitochondria can fuse with not healthy mitochondria, and then we will get one big mitochondria with good DNA, with good DNA, not damaged. And also, again, it is what is important. If you mitochondria produces a lot of reactive oxygen species, if it has some problems, and melatonin is reduced and works as antioxidant, also as anti-inflammatory substance. In both rats and mice, melatonin caused a significant increase in their lifespan. Okay, this is what I was reading somewhere else, but I don't remember what is the source. That some people claim that without melatonin, without supplements of melatonin, you just forget about your life extension. But if you do it regular, then it is relatively easy, relatively cheap, so that melatonin is working to extend your lifespan. In doses 0.35 milligram, melatonin is recommended to be taken about 30 minutes prior to go into the bed, and it proves deep sleep stage, so you sleep quicker. And melatonin supplementation 3 milligram for a year, if you take it regular, help to reduce body fat and increase lean mass in postmenopause women. It is not for men. For men, maybe not working so well, but for women, because testosterone level in postmenopausal women is very low. Appropriate doses can vary enormously from person to person, and successful results have been achieved with doses from 0.1 milligram to 200 milligram. Doses up to 10 gram, 10,000 milligram, did not show any toxicity. So it is intakes of 0.5 to 5 milligram of melatonin before bedtime. It again increased growth hormone levels during this deep sleep, 157%. 10 milligram of melatonin to males increased the growth hormone release probably, and also it improved the release of growth hormone, and the mechanism probably inhibiting somatostatin. Somatostatin, you know, the hormone which is inhibiting the release of growth hormone. And you remember that from previous videos that growth hormone is dropping not because we reduce synthesis of this, but because other hormones and other peptides regulate the release of growth hormone, and we can increase the growth hormone release by taking these supplements, in particular melatonin. Melatonin also can help because it is inhibiting somatostatin hormone release. And males, 60 minutes after the oral ingestion of melatonin, serum growth hormone have been increased due to inhibiting somatostatin. Okay, you see again that 60 minutes after oral ingestion, and not much. There was trials with 12 milligram and 500 milligram. It depends on person how it will work for you. But again, there is no overdose. Melatonin is completely harmless. Chronic melatonin intake accelerated regeneration of satellite cells after muscle injury in mice and in rats. Okay, so again, if you do intensive resistance exercises, taking melatonin at least for night would be very good help. Melatonin reduces symptoms of sarcopenia, even if you don't do exercises, but it helps. Probably because of the growth hormone release during the night. For males, intakes of 5 milligram of melatonin increased serum growth hormone while reducing somatostatin levels. However, when combined with resistance exercises, then only half milligram of melatonin increased serum growth hormone more than the dose of 5 milligram and placebo. So, okay, if you take melatonin, just before the exercises, it is interesting that so little amount of melatonin increase your growth hormone extra to normal, and extra in comparison with even if you take some overdose 5 milligram. The resistance exercise session was 20 minutes duration and 7 sets of 7 repetition, and at level 85 of the maximum load for one-time repetition. You know that it is quite normal in resistance exercises to measure intensity in percentage from this 1 RM. I would say, again, I would tell you that some people take a long session and spend hours and hours in the gym. It is not helpful, The session of this resistance exercises normally for beta growth hormone, it has to be 20 minutes only, 20 minutes. Okay, then these sets were 30 minutes duration with 2 minutes and a half of rest. Okay, again, if you will shorten time of the rest, even better. So my session of the resistance exercises is lasting normally 20 minutes, sometimes half hour, but not too long. And I take as short rest duration as possible, and I try not to do too many repetitions. It means I go above 85% of the 1 RM, so I'm go very close to the failure, and maybe 90%, and can do it if I do it properly. And then I'm able only to make 5 repetitions maximum, sometimes even three repetitions, and I do it slowly, and the results are quite good. Okay, you see here that melatonin taken before the exercise, then it improves the growth hormone, and only 0.5 melatonin. So it is possible to add melatonin to your protein shake and to get this additional improvement in muscle growth. And somatostatin is reduced, and it is reduced both for 0.5 melatonin and 5 melatonin and 5 gram of melatonin, but it's okay. It's again pre-exercise, post-exercise. So it is, you take the shake, protein shake, you see that somatostatin is suppressed. So you have to take melatonin go to your body relatively quick. So you will see effect in half hour. If you be half hour before the exercise, you take this supplement, and then it will give you just before the exercise some improvement in somatostatin level. So it will be less, and you will see already, because suppression of the somatostatin, you will see higher growth hormone. And also it will keep so after the exercises, but not too much. If too much, then you will be sleepy. Don't do too much. But melatonin is antioxidant, as I said, and it is important for this insulin-like growth factor 1. And insulin growth factor 1 is important for the satellite cells. You see here how it works. It is relatively complicated way to improve the maintenance of skeletal muscles and hypertrophy, but melatonin in small doses before the exercise and before you go to bed also, it also working quite well. Don't forget that it is antioxidant, so it is reducing. But again, if it is too much, if you take too much, it is antioxidant. And we need some production of resistance of the reactive oxygen species to ignite the satellite cells. Satellite cells react to the higher concentration of reactive oxygen species. If you take too much of melatonin before the exercise, then this satellite cells will be not activated. But so very little amount, like half a milligram of melatonin, can be not so bad, because it works some little bit other way, so it's not bad. Okay. Okay, what else? What else we can do? High free fatty acid concentration in blood is an important suppressor of growth hormone secretion. In niacin, it is quite well known from a long time. Niacin or vitamin B3 significantly reduce free concentration of free fatty acids in blood, and then because of less concentration of free fatty acids, serum concentration of growth hormone in blood in children with obesity was increased, because again some obese children, they don't grow tall, they they're weak and not tall, and but if they take 4 doses of niacin and in amount 500 milligram, it is quite big doses, I would say. The side effects of such doses will be flashing, so-called flashing. But okay, but this is how it works. Flashing and the suppression of free fatty acids is working together. In a placebo-controlled trial, intake of niacin resulted in significantly greater, I mean 6 times and even 6 times and even 15 times higher growth hormone response after a second spurt in comparison with the control group. Okay, so you know that growth hormone is getting higher during exercises, but not too. These exercises should not go too long. So here the spurt was lasting not long. It was only 30 seconds, high intensity spurt, 30 seconds. And you see that after the spurt, you got impulse and you have plasma growth hormone going higher. But if it is, if you take this growth hormone just before the exercise, then, if you take the niacin just before the exercise, then growth hormone getting up, but not much, because you have some free fatty acid in blood, and it is quite normal. And then if you take this spurt and then you take 2 more doses of niacin, then second spurt with in the conditions that you have low concentration of free fatty acids, then it is much higher. Peak of the growth hormone is much higher and compatible with the peak of growth hormone during the sleep. And again, spurt is short, 30 seconds only, but release of the growth hormone lasting for an hour, the same like during the sleep. Okay, then again, please mind that I just give you, it is for information purpose only. I'm not a medical professional, neither I'm experienced athlete. I started going to gym not long ago. It is only 2 months, but results are quite impressive. I mean, I didn't get the physique of the professional bodybuilder, of course, but yeah, I mean, I see that my muscle mass is growing, and what is more important, with protocols I use, I feel myself like a superhero after the session in the gym, and I'm not tired and feeling quite good, and life is going well, and I feel good during the day also. But again, it is due to not only due to resistance exercises, but also due to supplements. Both should be implemented, both. If you take only supplements, or if you only go to gym without supplements, no, it doesn't work. If you go without supplements, you are tired, you are getting depression. I mean, at least in my age, like I'm 65, so it is not, you will not see many people of my age in a gym, because again, it is heavy. It is heavy, but with supplements it's working quite exciting. I feel I'm getting a lot of fun. I'm not tired. I mean, I'm tired, of course, during the exercises, but then in a short rest time, I'm feeling absolutely fantastic. So, and this this is my protocol. You can find your own protocol. It takes time. Again, as I said, everything is personal, and I cannot recommend, I cannot disclose my protocol, because some parts of the protocol not related to the to this gym, but some parts of protocol are quite special, and so the danger that you can lose you can reduce very much your muscle mass, or even you can develop some side effects, very heavy side effects. So it is, I don't want to disclose it, so I keep it for myself. And my idea is I have to demonstrate some rejuvenation in time, at least, because I don't want to be like fragile and like old people, and I feel myself so much younger after this. So this is why I'm doing it, because again, as I said, I will probably in some next video, I will talk about that muscle growth really rejuvenate our body. Really, it makes really us much younger. But you have to do everything properly. It depends. So everything should be okay. Everything from starting from the diet, from amount of proteins you consume from your schedule of eating and schedule to sleep. Pardon. Everything should be arranged. And without supplements, it just doesn't work. You just don't have willpower to do the exercises, and without exercises, nothing works. So it works all together. Exercises plus the supplements, because in older age, what is happening, you have drop in growth hormone, you have drop in also in DHEA. Growth hormone, again, it is dropping not itself, but dropping because the release of the growth hormone is suppressed. You have to use some supplements to make it naturally high, like in a young age. And DHEA, it is easy to do. You can enlarge the level of DHEA easy. And also you need good feeling, so you need serotonin in your blood, so you need better feelings. And then again, but blood should circulate. If you get the supplements, but then blood should move the supplements to your body everywhere. And little bit problem that even with supplements and gym, blood circulation in skin is not so intense. And then even if inside I see some improvement, and my elasticity of my organs is getting better. For example, my lungs vital capacity is increasing. It means elasticity of the tissues for at least the lungs are improving. Not getting more stiff, but it is getting more elastic. This is some evidence that I'm getting younger. And also my blood pressure is dropping, but not because I'm starving or because I'm in some not healthy schedule of eating, but because I believe that because of my blood vessels are more elastic, getting more elastic. And okay, I will probably talk about this mechanism because new muscles, it is new tissues which are created. Okay, new tissues, they release molecules signal molecules that related to a young body. And if you have mass of the muscles is more than 80%, and your body imagines that it is all new tissues, young tissues, then they will produce signal molecules which are normal for young person. And the same like in experiment with mice, you know that blood from young mice was supplied to old mice, and then there was some signs of rejuvenation in old mice, and vice versa in young mice that was getting blood from old mouse was aging very quick. So it's again, the signal molecules are very important. And then if you have new tissues, and then it gives you a signal to your body that you are young. This is what the feeling I have after gym, that I have this growth hormone increase, and I have that muscles are activated, and then they produce these signals, satellite cells and muscles themselves, they produce this signals that we are growing, we are young, and then all the body gets in this feeling that we are young enough, we are rejuvenated, we have to rejuvenate all our body. But again, it has to be done properly, and no pain, no gain, as I said. So all works together. There is no magic pill, there is no magic injections. If you use growth hormone injections, or if you use even testosterone injections, you will ruin your body. You will ruin your body, because again, even if you grow muscles, you have to do it properly, not with artificial. Okay, some supplements can be, yeah, it's also artificial, but again, you have to understand what you're doing, and not overdose. Never overdose, because then especially people do crazy things. The bodybuilders nowadays get made crazy things, and I hope to talk about this a little bit later in new videos. So it takes time, of course. Okay, thank you for your time again. Ciao.